Have you ever heard of an entire army, thousands of battle-hardened soldiers, just vanishing from the face of the earth? It sounds like the plot of a movie, but it's one of history's most baffling real-life mysteries. We're talking about the legendary Ninth Legion of Rome, the Legio Nona Hispana. For over a century, the Ninth was one of Rome's most elite fighting forces. They were the iron fist of the empire, conquering lands from Spain to the Balkans. They were renowned for their discipline, their courage, and their unwavering loyalty. Their eagle standard was a symbol of Roman power, feared by all who saw it. They were, in short, invincible. Or so it seemed. Sometime around the year 120 AD, after being stationed in Britain, the Ninth Legion disappears from all official Roman records. Just gone. 1 minute they're there, a force of over 5,000 men, and the next, silence. No battle reports, no retirement records, no letters home. Nothing. It's as if a ghost had simply erased them from history. So, what happened to them? This question has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and storytellers for centuries. The most popular and dramatic theory is that the Legion marched north into the misty, untamed lands of Caledonia, modern-day Scotland, and was utterly annihilated by the fierce tribes there. Imagine the scene, the disciplined Roman lines clad in their iconic armor, facing a ferocious, wild charge of painted warriors in the foggy Scottish Highlands. It's a brutal, cinematic image, and it's a story that has captured the imagination. This theory gained a lot of traction, partly thanks to the construction of Hadrian's Wall shortly after the Ninth's disappearance. Was this massive fortification built to keep out the very people who had destroyed one of Rome's finest legions? It's a compelling idea. Proponents of this theory point to the discovery of a damaged Roman eagle statue in Silchester, England in 1866. They speculate this could have been the Ninth's lost eagle standard, recovered after their defeat, a symbol of their final, desperate stand. This version of events paints a grim picture, a proud legion ambushed and overwhelmed, fighting to the last man in a foreign, hostile land. Their discipline and training were no match for the terrain and the ferocious spirit of the Caledonian tribes. It's a tale of imperial overreach and the brutal realities of ancient warfare. The idea that even mighty Rome could be so devastatingly defeated adds a layer of humbling reality to their story of conquest. But hold on, because the story doesn't end there. In recent decades, this massacre in Scotland theory has come under serious scrutiny. Archaeologists have been digging deeper, and what they've found, or rather, what they haven't found, has cast doubt on this dramatic tale. A battle of that magnitude, a slaughter of 5,000 Roman soldiers, should have left a massive archaeological footprint. We're talking about thousands of skeletons, helmets, swords, shields, and other equipment. Yet, despite extensive searches in Scotland, no such battlefield has ever been found. Not a single piece of definitive evidence linking the Ninth Legion to a cataclysmic defeat in the north. So, if they weren't wiped out in Scotland, where did they go? This is where the mystery deepens and alternative theories emerge. One of the most prominent counter-arguments suggests that the Ninth Legion wasn't destroyed at all. Instead, it was simply transferred. New evidence has emerged from an archaeological site in Nijmegen in the modern-day Netherlands. Inscriptions and tiles bearing the mark of the Ninth Legion have been discovered there, dated to after 120 AD. This suggests that at least parts of the Legion were active on the European continent long after they were thought to have vanished in Britain. This completely changes the narrative. It means they didn't meet a grisly end in the Scottish mists, but were instead redeployed, just like any other legion. So why did they disappear from the records? The Roman Empire was a massive, sprawling entity. Legions were constantly on the move, being sent to quell rebellions, guard frontiers, and fight wars thousands of miles apart. It's possible the Ninth was sent east to the volatile frontier with the Parthian Empire in modern-day Iran and Iraq. Wars in this region were incredibly brutal. One theory suggests the Ninth was transferred to Judea to help suppress the Bar Kokhba revolt, a massive Jewish uprising that took place between 132 and 136 AD. The Romans suffered immense casualties in that conflict. Historical accounts mention that at least one and possibly more legions were completely destroyed. Was the Ninth one of them? If the Ninth Legion was annihilated in Judea or on the Parthian frontier, it would explain their disappearance from the records. A legion that was effectively erased from existence due to catastrophic losses might not be officially recorded in the same way. The shame of such a defeat might have led to them being quietly struck from the official army lists. It's a less romantic end than a last stand in Scotland, but perhaps a more historically plausible one. It highlights the vastness of the Roman Empire and the constant, grinding warfare that took place on its forgotten frontiers, far from the familiar story of Britain. And then there's an even more intriguing, almost romantic possibility. What if the Ninth Legion was never destroyed at all? What if they simply stayed? Some historians and authors have speculated that after years of service on the fringes of the empire, the soldiers of the Ninth, many of whom were not Italian but recruited from the provinces, simply settled down. Perhaps they were disbanded, and the veterans were given land in a new colony somewhere in the east. They might have integrated with local populations, married local women, and their descendants could be living today, completely unaware of their Roman military ancestry. Think about it. After a lifetime of war, the promise of a quiet life, a farm, and a family might have been more appealing than another bloody campaign. In this version of the story, the Ninth Legion didn't vanish in a blaze of glory or a cry of defeat. They just faded away, their swords turned into plowshares, their eagle standard packed away in a chest, their story dissolving into the fabric of local life. This theory is the hardest to prove, as the archaeological evidence would be subtle, Roman-style artifacts mixed with local pottery, or Latin names appearing in local records. It's a peaceful end to a violent story, a testament to the human desire for a home. So, we are left with a fascinating historical puzzle with no clear answer. Were they annihilated in the foggy glens of Scotland? Transferred and destroyed in the sun-baked deserts of the East? Or did they simply lay down their arms and become farmers and citizens of a distant land? Each theory has its champions and its evidence, but none are conclusive. The mystery of the lost Roman legion is so powerful because it speaks to our fascination with the unknown. It's a story about the limits of power, the fog of war, and the way history can swallow even the mightiest of armies. The truth may be buried forever under 2,000 years of soil and stories. But the legend of the Legio Nona Hispana, the legion that walked off the pages of history and into myth, will continue to captivate us for generations to come. What do you think happened to them? Let me know your favorite theory in the comments below. Thanks for journeying back in time with us today. If you enjoyed this dive into one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the past. We'll see you next time.